Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm sure this is probably like the most amount of new people I will ever bring in. I'm sure I know why most of you are here today. You can cheat and sneak for details, but you can also sit and watch and see what I'm about if you're a makeup lover. I am no makeup artist by any mean. I'm a mom of two. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats who are always up in my video. I do makeup for fun, for therapy. I'm pretty good at it. And I'm pretty funny, you know? Today I'm just gonna do a casual get ready with me using the James Charles palette and answering some of the questions that were left for me on my Instagram and my Facebook. I wanted to get those of you that are new here, which is most of you, a chance to get to know me a little bit and my channel. Right now, I am not wearing anything from the James Charles look. It's for another video I filmed that you guys may like. All of the makeup I am wearing on my face, with the exception of the actual eyeshadow palette, which I think was only 12 bucks anyway, is $3 and under, mostly $1, including the tools I used. So, yeah. Stay tuned for that video. That's coming soon. Anyways, I'm going to go take some of this makeup off and we will get right into the questions and an eye look to go with my outfit today. So I'm back. This is it for those of you that don't know yet. I'm a little terrifying and uncoordinated. So we're going to hop right into the eyes and answer my questions that I have here while I get my eye look together. So I'm going in first, as recommended, with the P. Louise base. You want to put that all over the place until you're truly terrifying looking, you know? Under isn't necessary, but I do like to put a little bit on there in case I go ham on the pigment. So mine has been loved. You can tell it's a bit dirty.
And that lipstick did not come to play.
The first shade I'm going to go into is this one here. I long since threw out the colors. It's irrelevant to me as I apply makeup, and I don't like those things. They're just kind of a pain in the butt to me. I'm going to smooth that all over my crease and start answering questions. So the first question I have is, what is my skin type and my favorite foundation? My skin type is primarily dry, and that's because of the climate that I live in. I live in Casper, Wyoming, middle of nowhere, cold and dry. I do end up with a very greasy nose in particular if I do not properly moisturize my face and if I use an over mattifying foundation. As far as my favorite is concerned, I did do a video on that. I will link that below. It has been changed a little bit since then. My all-time favorite is the Lancome. I'll never be able to pronounce it. I should watch a video. This stuff, you know. And my new favorite is this Cargo foundation. It goes on so nicely. It's like the perfect combination. It's not super matte. It's not shiny. It's kind of a satin finish, but a little bit toned down. And my everyday, easy to apply, throw it on, very flattering on mature skin is this Dream Satin Liquid. I am 31 years old. I was in the Marine Corps for a bit. Spent a lot of time in the tanning booth as a youngin', ruining my skin, so I am now trying to undo that damage. I currently possess about 20 foundations, so just hang my head in shame. Next, I'm going to go into this color right here. I'm going to keep that just a little bit lower, and I believe that's a pressed pigment because you'll notice when you apply it, it really grabs. So I'm starting from the outside and buffing it inward. The next question was my top 5 favorite makeup brands, and I really don't necessarily have any favorite makeup brands because I feel like so many are strong at different things. I do love Maybelline and L'Oreal for drugstore. I recently did a video where I duped a bunch of luxury makeup, and most of it was Maybelline. So they're onto something. L'Oreal has some of my favorite mascaras and liners. Gel potted liner, specifically, which this is also going in the giveaway because it's my favorite. You know, Tarte gets a lot of flack for not being inclusive in shade range, and I do not necessarily love their foundation. I do love Tarte Shape Tape, but I can't use certain brands like Too Faced. Everything is yellow. Everything has too yellow of an undertone for me. So I think everyone kind of has their role in this game. As far as eyeshadows are concerned, Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona are two queens. You can fight me on that one. And I do love Morphe. They come out with some great stuff for a super affordable price. I don't know why people are so angry with them sometimes. It's kind of ridiculous. Juvia's Place has one of my favorite palettes of all time, the Nubian palette. I've had that for a hot minute. Makeup Revolution has some great stuff. That can be kind of hit or miss for me, but I'm still trying to figure out brushes. I kind of can't afford to splurge, but I can't wait till I can. Sigma so far has been my favorite on the end of things that I can afford, and Real Techniques. They're all really soft. Going back into that first color. Smoothing out this top part. I'm going to take just a little bit smaller of a brush, and I'm going to dip into this color right here. And my next question is my top 5 favorite palettes. And I also just recently did a video on this, so this is going to kind of question my memory. And I also have a new addition, so I think I'm going to list them off, not totally in order, but the Pat McGrath Mothership 5, I got that for Christmas. It challenges me. It's not super reasonable to be wearing all the time. Unless you want to be extra, which I'm always extra. I find a way. I manage. It's freaking amazing. I've never touched anything like it. And the packaging is stunning. My next would be my Natasha Denona Gold palette. The golds in there are just also, you know, like nothing else. But those are all crazy expensive. One was a gift to myself and one was a gift to me. I saved really hard for those. I saved really hard for the one. My mom's just amazing. I do really love this palette. This and the Jaclyn Hill are definitely my favorite by Morphe. I have a ton of the other Morphe palettes, and I do like those. I really think if you are on a budget, definitely if you're starting a makeup career and you really need to collect a ton of colors, but obviously you're on a budget, like you can't go wrong if you have the skills with those because you can make them work. I've had a lot of fun lately with my Friendcation palette. It's not super versatile, but it is really pretty, and there's a shade in there that I'm just totally in love with. It's called Just a Kiss.
It makes my life complete.
Obviously my Juvia's Place Nubian palette. It's just like my OG, kind of got me really into makeup. So that's 6. So I guess I did more. So again, blend that out. I think I'm going to go into this color right here, and I'm going to put that like super, super, super close to my crease to where you can almost not tell it's there. And the next question, the one I was definitely expecting, is what made you start a YouTube channel? And that's a loaded question, guys. Should save that for a better step. I kind of have always loved doing makeup on other people and just recently really got the confidence to do it on myself publicly. And 2 years ago, I'm a garbage lady, by the way. Drive a garbage truck. I was out getting a can for a disabled customer, and due to multiple mechanical failures, my truck took off and it crushed me into a utility pole. I broke my pelvis clean in 5 places. I shattered my tailbone. I crushed my nerve complex. I spent 30 days in a rehabilitation hospital. This gets me emotional. This is not the side of me anybody wants to see. Then I went home and the visitors stopped. And I spent a lot of time by myself because I wasn't really able to care for my kids. And I had to find a hobby. And something I could do sitting down was play with my makeup. So I started playing with makeup. I realized not only was I pretty good at it on other people, I was pretty good at it on myself. So I started building the confidence to take selfies. And part of that confidence came from the fact that this body that I had worked so hard on, that that I finally thought was like almost perfect was gone. And there's something about losing everything you thought you ever wanted that makes you realize it's not that important. I had to learn to love myself all over again in a new, different way. My body was not the same. It's still not the same. It will probably never be the same. I have fat in places I never had fat before, but I became able to embrace myself. I started taking more pictures. I started getting more compliments on my makeup, and I decided I would just start taking pictures of close-ups of my makeup and see what people thought. And I got lots of great feedback from my friends and family, so I made my page not private anymore. And I kind of opened it up, and I've always kind of had a big personality. I'm going to cut my crease using that P. Louise base. I've always had a pretty darn big personality, and so I decided, why not just sit in front of the camera and press record and see what happens. My first video has like 400, I don't have a lot of views, obviously, but my first video, it was actually so much fun to record myself and see all these silly quirks that people have always told me about my whole life that, you know, I knew were true, but I never got to see. And then to kind of sit there and make fun of myself, I just enjoyed way more than I thought. I had never edited before. I'd never owned an Apple before. So that was all a fun adventure for me. But I have since come to thoroughly enjoy it, and I don't really care how many viewers I have. Although, of course, anybody would love to be able to make something they're passionate about, something that feels like it means something. I would be lying if I said otherwise. And the real hard truth is I am in an odd position in life. I have extensive nerve damage from my accident, and I am still driving a garbage truck. I went back to it as soon as I could because I was losing my mind being alone by myself all the time. So I hopped right back in the saddle. But I often wonder how in the world I will ever retire doing that job, because it's painful. It is really hard to sit there and get bounced up and down. And this adventure has, at the very least, made me remember that anything I take it on with a big heart. I take it on seriously. And if I want to learn something, I will.
Except for how to do a cut crease, apparently, because I'm struggling right now.
And the other part of the reason I wanted to do a YouTube channel was to talk to people who are watching me right now. Maybe someone that's been through something similar and is stuck at home right now, feeling lonely, bored, without a purpose, whatever it may be, and provide them some entertainment like many other YouTubers did for me during that time. The only family I have here are my kiddos. Now that I've depressed the living daylights out of everybody, and my cut crease is a hot mess, it's almost time to move to the next step. The only way you can tell that my crease is cut if I do this, because my eyes are hooded like a mofo. Actually gonna take some of this white P. Louise and go over that because I kind of created a purple muddy mess. So this look as normal has taken a completely different turn than I expected. That is fine. We will deal. Ooh, ooh. What do we want? What do we want? Maybe both. Duh. So also included in my giveaway is going to be 5 or 6 of these. I can't remember, they're coming in any day. But these are awesome. I love them. They're the Makeup Revolution Flawless Foils, and you'll see why here in just a second. So I am going to set my lid real quick with this color just because this P. Louise is kind of sticky at this point, 12 layers deep. I'm going to take this little brush here and go back in with that purple and a little bit of that orange. Buff this out just right here. Make it really pop and smooth out that crease. I don't like a super sharp edge on my cut crease because I don't have the traditional eyeball for it, so, you know. And then to tie in my lower lash line that I'm going to do, I am going to take this dark green here. And it is really, really pigmented, so Proceed with caution, my friends. And I'm literally just going to put this right on that outer corner because I like that to be the deepest, darkest part. What's my next question? What's your favorite part about being a mom? I love my kids, of course I do. It is so challenging some days, and it makes you look deep within yourself and your character flaws because your children truly are a reflection of you. Every little thing. And you are wise to begin working on your own character flaws as you coach your children to become better human beings. And the other part I love is that no matter what, those little guys love me. There is an unconditional love there that I just don't know I deserve some days. But I am so lucky to receive. But don't let anyone fool you. They're expensive. I'm going to find the shadow I lost. If you're new to this channel, you should check out my other videos. They're definitely more funny. You will, if you like animals, maybe don't watch them because I appear to hate mine most of the time. I love them. They are spoiled, rotten, and they never leave me alone. So they're always bugging me. If I don't let them inside, they'll just harass me. So I let them inside. You'll hear them snoring and such. So this is in the color khaki. It's very pretty. The next question is there a critter still in your attic? And the answer is, I don't know. I haven't heard it in a few days.
Praise the freaking heavens above.
Because I was about to burn this place down. But actually they were, because they were starting to chew on wires. It turned out to be very loud, aggressive mice. The next is a makeup related question, and it was, how do you avoid creasing on aging skin? And that is a battle even I, as someone who has endlessly played with makeup, face. The best advice is don't watch a tutorial and expect to gain insightful information other than entertainment from like a 16-year-old with perfect flat skin. You will be sad. Matte foundation generally isn't your friend. Even if you think you're greasy, a lot of times you're actually not. It's your skin overcompensating for you drying it out. So I recommend a satin finish, something like that. Don't over powder your face. The other thing is if you have very hooded eyes, don't put a shimmer all over your lid. It's probably going to end up all over the place. I still do it sometimes because I think it's pretty, but someone else asked, what's a great colors for hazel eyes? No, that is pretty. Anything if you have hazel eyes, pretty much, but something to really make it pop is like a purple or like an eggplant color. That is absolutely stunning. Golds look really good. Browns look really good. A lot of dark colors are going to look good because it'll make your light eyes really pop, and that's kind of for most light colored eyes, but I love like purple or eggplant colored eyeshadow on someone with hazel eyes. Now I'm going into this one, which is rose gold, and I think I'm going to regret this immediately. So they give you this stuff, and I couldn't exactly figure out what it was for, but it is nice because if it goes on too goopy, you can kind of use it to sort of flush it out, which I'm doing. I actually have another one that I want to use instead, so I'm kind of fluffing this out in order to
make it go away.
And that's truthful makeup right there. Sometimes you play and something doesn't work how you want it to. This would be a beautiful shade though on top of a different color. It's just not working how I envisioned for this look. Where are you, little angel sent from above? Taking another flat brush. I'm going to use this color in Rebound. I love it. I'm going to take my finger and fluff that out. The next question I got was, what do you do to deal with hooded eyes? And it depends on the level of hooded eyes, because in the makeup world, I have hooded eyes. I generally don't go this crazy cutting my crease. I just do the lid. And cut creases are trendy, but not necessary. So don't feel like you have to be able to do one or have the lid space to do one. The next would be If you have very hooded eyes, use brighter colors because darker colors is only going to close in your lid space even more. And if you have super hooded eyes, but you really want to show a pop of color, use your lower lash line. It's a great place to utilize color. Using lots of dark liner isn't necessarily ideal if you want to make your eyes pop, but I'm kind of someone that says use makeup without rules. Do what you like. And if your eyes are super hooded, like this kind of stuff is best for inner corner or right here if you really want that pop of sparkle. But yes, overall, keep it bright. And if you're following a tutorial, don't follow someone that does not have your eye shape. If your favorite YouTuber does not have your eye shape, that's okay, because a lot of us like who we like for entertainment, not for execution. But there's so many tutorials out there with people that will probably have the same eye shape as you, so go find one. What do y'all think? Now that I've used like every one of those that I have, because I kind of am obsessed with them. So this is where we're at so far. It translates much more, I don't want to use the word because there's going to be young kids here, creasy on the lid and less sparkly, but I'm telling you now, this stuff is sparkly. I love it. So I'm going to pop off and do my face. And when we come back, I will finish up my eye look. All right, I'm back. Got most of my face done. I am gonna use, gosh, what's that blush shade he always talks about? I'm gonna use a shade that I don't think is intended to be a blush. However, it's way more suitable for me, I feel, as a blush than most of the other colors. And that is this guy right here. We'll see what happens. I generally prefer a more like coral or peach colored blush on my skin tone. Although I'm always trying everything but that when I'm on my channel. The next question I got, nosy freaking Nelly, is if I'm single. And the answer is yes. I was not a few videos ago. I am now, happily so. Just frantically scrambling for my favorite blush from Flower Beauty that I naturally can't find when I need it the most. Way to abandon me, lady. I'm going to take this big powder brush and try to chill that out a bit.
Ooh, Nelly.
Although I am going out, so this could be fine. Half tempted to go in with that orange. And I also wanted to use the highlighter, which I have yet to use as a highlighter. Oh yeah, I have a new $1 highlighter brush that I totally freaking love. That is bright and blinding. I don't know that it's like the best suited for my skin tone, but it is very pretty. It goes on very nicely. The next question I got was if I love my job. And I'm gonna dodge that. My job and I'm certainly not the sit in an office, traditional kind of gal, if you know what I mean. I'm going back into that green shade, and I'm gonna go almost halfway on my lower lash line with that. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm allergic to makeup.
What in the hell?
I'm also going to cry. I don't know where that black pigment came from, but as you can see, there was black pigment. So this is going to be a freaking disaster. BRB, friends. So I'm gonna have to do some finessing later to really fix that, but for the sake of everyone's sanity, I'm not. I seriously have no idea where that could have come from. I have not touched black with that. Nobody asked for that. Oh man, what a frickin' wreck. Go back in with that bright orange again. As you can hear, that's my dog snoring. That is Tux. He's in pretty much every one of my videos. exposing you to his bodily functions and noises, and me going into that color right next to it.
For real tux.
At this point, I'm kind of layering it up because, you know, disaster happened. Then I'm going to take that Rebound and go ham on my inner corner waterline right there. It's like my favorite place to put something sparkly. And for any of the questions that I asked, I would love to see some of your guys' responses. So drop them down below. Oh, the one I did get a text with a question. It's funny. It asked, why do you throw shade on your channel? And it was in regards to my Pat McGrath video, for those of you saw it, that kept bringing up the person that flaked on me. Stop flaking on me and I'll stop throwing shade there, buddy. I used that highlighter color for my inner corner. And now I'm gonna use this really bright white shimmer up here, brow bone. Went a little crazy. My favorite part is like right there, right at the peak.
And as always, blend, blend, blend.
So I'm going to line my eyes, of course, with my favorite liquid eyeliner from Stila. If you have any Stila dupes, drop that down below. I've tried a couple. I am unimpressed. And I guess we're going to do a wing. Surprisingly, no one asked me about that this time, but yes, like I talked about briefly earlier, my ex-husband and I, we are divorced for a reason, but we have our children's best interest at heart. And we have remained as close as can be expected. I fall off camera a lot too. I just got this fat tip and I just should not have. It's not for me. We actually, for the last 2 years, have all stayed the night at my house. Christmas Eve, so all the kids, her kids, my kids can all be together Christmas morning to open presents from Santa.
They, of course, sleep in a separate room, you weirdos. My wings are insane!
I make my editing life so freaking hard. So I have a flat brush I use for my lower lash line like all the time that I, of course, cannot find because why would I be able to find it? Why? I'm gonna use this color. Oh, I don't even know what that is. I'll find out. Ah, found her. Just to connect that liner. I'll do a little purple liner because why the heck not? Kind of want something to brighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna curl my lashes. Apply a very light coat of mascara. No, I'm not using my favorite because I never really use my favorite when I do false lashes because I just don't really care. I just really want them to be black so that you can't see them. Now I'm gonna pop off and do lashes because this, again, not what you guys came for, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I am back, lashes on, lipstick on, and I'm gonna get into the stuff that you are dying for me to get into, I'm sure. Vader, stop. My dog is also apparently dying.
Out!
So in this giveaway, you are going to get, of course, the James Charles palette. So it's complete and utter chaos in my house. I just announced a sleepover. So I'm throwing in my favorite mascara, the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. I'm also gonna throw in the Morphe primer because you're supposed to use an eyeshadow primer for this. I am also going to throw in 5 of these in different shades. And should I hit a goal that I'm trying to hit, I'm also going to throw in your favorite drugstore foundation, concealer, and eyeliner as well. And that is getting to either 1,500 subscribers on my YouTube channel or on my Instagram. I think the Instagram is probably quite a bit more doable, but goals, people. So here's what you have to do to enter. Here's the rules. You have to be 18 or have your parents' permission for me to ship your winnings to you. The 2 biggest rules is you have to be subscribed to both my YouTube and my Instagram channel. That's automatically 2 entries. Following me on Twitter is an extra entry as well. Snapchat is also an extra entry, and here's my handle. It's SarahJ1022. It's the only thing that's not Garbage Girl Glam. Tagging 2 friends on my Instagram post about this giveaway will gain you an extra entry as well. I don't want you tagging everybody and their mother. If you share my post on Twitter or Instagram, please tag me in it, and that's also worth an extra entry, and you can do that every day for an extra entry up to the deadline. And the contest is going to end January 27th. Please drop a comment down below as well, answering any of the personal questions I may have answered, and that'll also be an extra entry for you. I will draw at random. I will also leave the details down below, as well as the links to my Twitter and Instagram if that helps. And I hope you'll stay. I know a lot of people come for giveaways and leave after they find out they don't win. But if you check out some of my other content, you may find that I'm actually fairly entertaining and easygoing and easy to watch. And by the way, this is the final look using the palette and those shimmers. I hope you guys enjoyed. Best of luck to everybody. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.